In the Stan Lee Scarlet Witch series, in Unity, New England at the stroke of midnight, a Nexus being known as Lore has come in search of the Scarlet Witch, as dimension after dimension has fallen to her power, and now ours is next. Scarlet Witch pushes Agatha Harkness aside as deadly beams of eldritch flame just barely miss her. But as Scarlet Witch looks at Lore, she comes to the realization that Lore is her, as if she's looking into a dark mirror. But as Scarlet Witch dodges deadly beams of eldritch flame, Agatha Harkness is not defenseless as she conjures up some beams of her own. She tries to banish Lore from this dimension, but it's no use, as Lore beats right through her magic and blasts Agatha off a cliff. Now, Scarlet Witch tells Lore, by all that's holy, she'll pay for that, but as Scarlet Witch tries to hit Lore, her fist phases right through her. Scarlet Witch asks if she's a spirit, but as Lore blasts her into the ground, Lore tells her she's a spirit, but not without power. Scarlet Witch asks what is she, but Lore explains since two Nexus beings cannot exist in her reality at the same time, she exists in an intangible form, yet she's come to consume the Scarlet Witch. That's why she's been haunting her in her nightmares. Lore explains that each of the universes in innumerable dimensions have their own Nexus beings. These beings are ones who personify the character of that realm. Where lore comes from, necromancy is common order, so it's only natural that she acts as she does. Lore has come to consume the Scarlet Witch as she has many others, and through that, she'll have a solid form. As Lore tells Wanda she's next, Wanda supposes it's all over as her body slumps down with injuries, but her mind is still sharp. As she lures Lore in closer, her voice would summon a massive riptide of hex power. Lore tells her she's consumed over 10,000 worlds, and she's tired of these desperate last stands. But to Lore's surprise, Scarlet Witch hits her in the mouth, drawing blood, knocking her to the floor. Now Lore is like, what the fuck? How is this possible? But Scarlet Witch explains that anything's possible when you can control probability as she can with her hex power. All Scarlet Witch had to do was arrange the probability of them coexisting physically in the same place. Lore says that's very clever, but now she doesn't need Wanda as she summons several dead soldiers in order to kill the Scarlet Witch. The dead rise up, bursting out of the dust as they surround Wanda, but the Scarlet Witch strikes back with every ounce of her being. All the hours she spent training with US Agent bears fruit as the ranks of the undead crumble before her. But seeing as Laura can control the dead, as fast as they die, they merely rise again. But as Scarlet Witch lets out a massive burst of energy, she can feel their pain and agony for being torn from their eternal rest. She knows the spirits long to be released. Light bursts, searing away the necromancy in a flood of concentrated hex power. She tells the dead to rest in peace, but Laura says the Scarlet Witch can join them as Laura attacks her with a sword. Now, a Scarlet Witch wonders if she's drained her source power so much that she has to use a sword. Laura shows Wanda she's still in the game as she blasts the Scarlet Witch, but Wanda retaliates with hex powers of her own. But as Wanda is assisted by Agatha Harkness, bolts of magic deflect and ricochet, and some even hit unintended targets. The pillar that was holding Master Pandemonium is struck by magic, and he's seemingly released. But as Wanda and Lore continue to clash, Wanda finally gets the upper hand. But as Wanda stands atop Lore, she's third-partied by Master Pandemonium, who grabs her from behind. Pandemonium tells Scarlet Witch they'll be together forever, but Lore tells him to hold that bitch. Lore attempts to blast Scarlet Witch, but she misses and blasts right through Master Pandemonium. Now Pandemonium wonders why he was betrayed, but Lore basically tells him because she can. With Pandemonium killed, all the Avengers are now free from his vile spell that ensnared them all in demon forms. But Lore tells the Avengers it's no use, as they're going to serve as fitting sacrifices at her inauguration as the supreme force of this dimension. Lore attempts to draw the power from every soul that she's devoured, every soul that she's consumed. Freed for the first time in a massive vortex of power in dead Nexi, Laura screams as all the souls she's consumed finally take their revenge upon her. As Laura is suspended in the air by all the dead Nexi, Scarlet Witch takes this opportunity to grab her sword and she throws it and impales her right through the chest. Now, this seemingly works as there's a violent explosion, but next thing you know, everything seemingly goes dark. As Scarlet Witch opens her eyes, she sees a little light telling her to sleep as she's earned it for avenging the Avengers. Scarlet Witch wakes up in bed, surrounded by the Avengers as well as Agatha Harkness. Scarlet Witch can finally rest easy as Lore is gone and her dimension is safe. Once again, the end. Thank you for watching.